Hello everyone, a very good morning, good evening. So this is a brand new video on how to create components, and we'll explore a couple of fascinating things about Angular components. So let's get started. So as we discussed earlier as well, Angular CLI is very powerful. It helps us to create a lot of new things. So we'll be creating a component with the help of Angular CLI. So let's get started. So the command is ng generate component. Let me say it is a stock item, stock hyphen item. It will take a couple of minutes for the component to be created. So you can see a couple of files have been created, the HTML file, the corresponding CSS, the corresponding TypeScript, right? And I can show it to you over here, HTML. This is the stock component, stock item component.html. Its corresponding CSS, which is blank, and its TypeScript, right? And also in the module.typescript, let me scroll down. Where is it? Yes, app module.typescript. We discussed about the when we discussed about the execution and the code flow, that how it goes from module main.ts to module.ts to component.ts, that is the root component. Over here all the components are being registered. So over here we have the stock item component as well. So this is the modification that is made in app module.ts, and other than that 4 new files have been added, right? Now, suppose I want to embed a child component that I've created, a stock item in the root component, that is app component. So how can I do that? So before doing that, let me write a little fancy text over here. Let me write something as software craftsmanship is a beautiful art. It is nothing related to stocks, just writing some random stuff, right? So now I want to render this component into the parent component. So simply what I'm going to do is I'll go to the TypeScript. I'll see the selector. Selector is app stock item. I'll copy it from over here, and do a Control C, and let me go to app component.html, and I can simply write the name of the component over here, and it will be automatically rendered, right? So let's run this application with a similar command, ng-serve, which transpiles the TypeScript into regular JavaScript that is rendered by the browser. It will take a couple of minutes for the code to be compiled. So let's wait for a few more minutes. So as you can see, it is getting compiled. It is generating the application bundles. So it is done. So we can go back to localhost 4200. Let me refresh it. So it is being rendered. Software craftsmanship is a beautiful art. This is the message that I wrote in the component, right? Now, in the last video, we discussed about, let me go back, the app component.typescript, right? We discussed about how, this is stock component, app component.typescript, how this title is being passed to this HTML, right? Passing the data from the TypeScript to the HTML, right? Here title is being passed. And we said that there's a technique for it, and that technique is known as nothing but, let me write it somewhere. code. And the technique has a fancy name to it, and it is known as interpolation. Interpolation, right? Right, it is known as interpolation. So we are going to discuss about an example of interpolation as well in a little more elaborately. So in the stock item, we will have a couple of things: the name of the stock, the code of the stock, the previous price, and the current price, right? And we are going to render, we are going to pass it to the TypeScript and render it into the HTML, right? So let's get started. So let me go to the TypeScript. Let me declare a couple of variables over here. Public name colon string. Let me define public code as colon string. Let me define public name code current price and previous price. Previous price as number. Public current price again as number, right? Now I will give them. Before that, there are a couple of errors. Let me see what are they. It says we have to give initialize a value at least undefined. So let me do that for all of them. Let me just copy this content and put it in all of them. Let me do a quick fix. Better it is. Right, so we did this. So the errors are gone. Over here, I can simply give some name to it. This dot name is equal to test stock item. This dot code is equal to TSC. TSI it should be, right? Then we can have this dot current price is equal to 20. Then we can have this dot previous price is equal to 30. There's been an increase in the price. Let me go to the HTML and let me write a div over here. Div class name equal to stock item. Right. Over here I can have a paragraph. That name is name code is code paragraph previous price is previous price. Current price is current price And let me save it. Let me see if there are any compilation errors. Compile successfully. I go back to the page. All the information is being displayed. So what we learned in this, let me sum it up. What we learned in this session, we learned how to create a new component by using Angular CLI. Then we learned how we can basically put a child component. We can inject a child component inside the parent component by using this text. Software craftsmanship is a beautiful art. And then we learned interpolation, how we can basically pass elements from the TypeScript to the HTML by using interpolation. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching.